What's up guys, my name is Dan and welcome to my very first TD tutorial. Now today I'm going to be teaching you how to do what's on the screen. Making your own rig with your own skin and putting it in a light room, which is basically a room on Cinema 4D with tons of lights. And I've got all the download links on the screen now. So I've got this one which you can use, which I don't use, but you can if you want. Got this one, which is probably the one I would suggest using. And then this is the Lightroom. So all of these will be linked into the description, so you can go and find them now. This is the FMR 5.01. To start with, I really need to close some of these. Anyway, sorry. To start with, you're going to need to go to Open. When you've opened this up, you need to go to Open, and you need to find. It will be called Steve Rig and Lightroom. Then you go into the Lightroom and you open it. Here we have the Lightroom. Boom, boom, boom. It's basically just a room with lots of lights. So this is where our character is going to be put, and this is where the character is sort of going to be. But there'll be lights everywhere. It will export when it comes later. You'll see when it comes to the skin. So now you want to also open the skin, like also the rig, by going to Content Browser and finding it. So it should be in FMR in here and this one. You then double click it in and here we have our skin. Looking pretty good if you ask me. But you're thinking, hang on a minute Dan, that's not my skin. So you're right. So you go into this here, the skin, you click here and you scroll and you go to where your skins are located. And here we are, we're in the skin folder. So we have lots of skins here. I'm going to be showing you how to make, Dan Pokemon. Now, to be warned though guys, the skin, as you can tell from what you've seen, has to be 1.8 layers, which are these ones. These ones, as you'll be able to see now, just glitch. So most skin rigs actually require the 1.7 ones and below, but this one surprisingly doesn't. But you're probably looking at the eyes thinking, hang on a minute, those eyes look a bit funny. So there is a simple there's a simple way of doing this if you happen to have this. If you've got eyes on your skin, you can't have them because it ruins it if it has eyes like this. So if you have it, go into paint.net, and if you don't, you can go and download it. I'll give you the link in the description, sorry. Then what you need to do is you need to go to Open. Yeah, you got it. We're going to find that skin. So, Dan Pokemon, we're going to open it up and we're going to zoom in so we can see it. It's really good, really close, that's what I meant. It's really close. Then get the pencil tool, because that's 1 pixel wide. And you want to select, like, a near face colour, and then sort of just draw it on. So what you can do for now is just cover up the whole eyes. And if you think, oh, it looks a bit silly, it needs more texture, like it needs more light, then you can just do that. Sort of mess around with it a bit, and when you're happy with that, then you go, I would save it again as something along the lines of Dan Pokemon, no eyes. Therefore, you can remember later on that you've got one with eyes and one without. So now we can open this back up and we can, ta-da, fix it. But you're still thinking maybe the eyes look a bit silly. You had double eyes maybe? If you were thinking that, you can do that, double eyes. Except that looks a bit derp and you can make them really derp. So I would bring them to about, I'd say about there, because that brings it to about the right height. And you're probably thinking, like me, that actually looks pretty terrifying. Yeah, it does. So if we go down here, we can do double pupils, and there it looks a lot less menacing. And if you were doing female, you can make them have the female eyebrows. And you can also change the body to Alex for the female skins, but it does say here, body part second layers only work on Steve models, which are things like the hat layers, the body layers, and the arm layers. So that's mine, fully decked out. And you can also give it our, look, you can give it, see? You can give it the other weapons, like shovels and stuff, whatever you want. That's why this is quite a good one, because it comes with all this. And if you want to change anything like the eyes, then the best thing to do is to go into here, sort of choose the colour you want. You have tons to choose from. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into this, and I'm going to stick with just this, and I'm going to make him have purple eyes. Yeah, why not? So the top colour is going to be 282, 100 and 100. So then, whoops, let's go back to that. 280, let's test my knowledge. 282, 100, 100. Then you do OK, and to duplicate this you have to go to the top one, and you can just do the same. Now that looks about right. And then I'm going to make the other colour a much darker purple. So 290, I'll do 282. And then 20. So if you look closely, he's now got purple eyes. I mean, they're very dark purple, almost not purple, but I'm going to leave it like that because I think it looks good. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to sort of pose him. So for the mouth, you can go here. This seems like a really bad for the mouth, you can do that. So let's have him shocked in this, as if he's just found a rare Pokemon or something, I don't know. And you can also make him smile, happy, or sad. I think I'm going to make him sort of smile, happy, but it doesn't look right, so I'm going to sort of, yeah, like that. That's good. So you can also change the eyes, so I can do both if I want, or I can do one. I'm going to make it look like he's looking down at one, so this can be a bit sort of fiddly depending how well you want it to look. So let's pretend he's just found a Pokemon. Yes, do down there, that's quite good. So we can pretend he's found a Pokemon. Just pretend he's found another. Let's pretend he's found an Eevee, which happens to be my favourite Pokemon. So he's now looking at this Pokemon. He's like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. But now let's make his head look as if he's looking at the Pokemon. So we'll turn it to... Okay. We'll grab that bit, we'll turn it, and we'll look down. So now it kind of looks like he's found his Pokemon. So let's have his arms upright like this. So now I'm going to rotate it using the blue dial. I'm going to rotate this one. Now I'm going to try and bring them up to his face. See, look how happy he looks. So I think we should do something with the legs. So these little cubes here, you can use these to... now these like... aren't working. Okay, that is odd. Also, sorry, I forgot to say, you can actually give them fingers if you want as well, like that, but I'm going to just keep it with wrists. These blocks are supposed to make everything rotate, like... I don't know. Right, let's just position the feet first, and maybe then it'll work. So, let's have it like that, and let's see if it's going to work now. Okay, that's weird. Oh, there we go, there we go. So let's have his legs outwards, and we can have this one. There we go, finally got it to work. We can have this one facing out that. So I'm going to also rotate this and make it sort of a bit twisty, and then click and make him sort of bend over a bit. I'm also going to squat him down a bit. Yeah, I like that, as if he's almost sort of bending down to look at the Pokemon, like getting down to look at it. But I showed you the cape the way, guys, but I don't think it looks right, so I'm going to take it off. So anyway, now that we've done all this, you may be thinking, well, what now? These also change the art. There are eyebrows as well, if you couldn't tell. I'm just going to look down at them. These eyebrows are basically just lifty up features, which just let you expression change. So I'm going to bring them up, and I'm going to see if I can bring the actual eyebrows down. Okay, I'm just going to leave it like that because that looks good. There is a way I've been able to move the eyebrows up and down, but I couldn't figure out how. Anyway, that doesn't matter. You can also change the colour of other things, like if you want to change the colour of the teeth to green. I don't know why. But you can do that if you really want. I'm not sure why, but you can. I want to show you another feature that I think is pretty cool in Cinema 4D. So if we go round to the side of the head and we decide that we want to make the part of his hair, the hat thicker, what you want to do is this. So you want to go into layers while selecting that, and you want to go to hit it to body, and you want to click the unlock, and then you can just go back. Then you want to select the head or the hat layer, and then you want to click this one. This will turn it onto a square, everything on this layer. So then what you can do is choose this, and you can, if you hold shift, select all this. So you're probably thinking, what have I just done? So if you've done this, you then press D, you get this up here. So then, if you do 1.5 and press enter, as you can tell, this bit of the hat has actually, magically, has sprung forward. And you can do the same on the back. You just go back to this, you have to hold shift and be careful. You go along like this, press D, then you can just click it and enter it, and as you can tell, it's sprung forward. Now, it will sort of glitch a bit and do that, so then all you have to do is just select that, and do that, and then press D, that, enter, and as you can tell, we are making this hat layer. Oh dear. Don't worry if you've selected that at like nothing. Don't worry, because yes, it will look like it's come forward, but if there's nothing there, it won't have done. So as you can see, it's come forward and the whole hat is nice. Now, if you say you may want to, let's say you also want to do the hair as well, but you don't want it as far, you can do that as well. Just press D, and maybe we're going to make it 1. Now, as you can see on here, it's thicker, but it's not as thick as the other thing. And you can also go around the other side and just check if there's anything else like. Nope, that's it. So then just press D, 1, enter, and there we go. We've got the whole hair. Everything is all. There we go. That should be it. So it now should look a lot more smoother and a lot more like realistic and 3D. You can actually do that with the rest of the head if you'd rather. So just click this back again. You click the small layer, and if you wanted to do that to all the hair or to all the hat, like so, for example, let's say you want to make all of this, you can also then let go of shift and move the camera angle to select more. Oh. Be careful, just press Ctrl Z to undo that if you accidentally do that like me. This bit takes a bit of timing because it is a little bit harder. Now, if you're finding it hard to do, I have just undone that and I am aware of that. Go down here and I would turn off the second layer, and then I would click it. Oh dear. I'd click it. Yeah, that's it. And look, see, it's already, wow, that's good. It's already saved what I have done. I'd go back to this and then I can carry on. Why is it not? Ooh, that is spooky. I don't know if the head, one sec, let me just check this. Is the head part of, oh, right. So the head is a separate layer, like the actual face bit. So let's just select both. So I'm gonna just carry on with this as if nothing ever happened. So this is probably the this is the bit I never understood, because there are tutorials out there which teach you how to make cool looking icons using just the head, and I by looking at them could never figure out, like, you know, if I was thinking to myself, I just want to quickly do this, I don't know why I'm doing this. Oh dear. Undo all of that. Why is that selected? Okay guys, apologies about this. I will be back when I've actually selected everything. Quick tip guys, if you place it in the middle, it will sort of select two at once, which can be handy if you need to quick select anything. Like if you are in a bit of a rush like me, look, it can quickly sort of select two at once, which can help you if you're like in a bit of a rush or there's quite a bit of space to do. And don't forget, even if you can't see it, if your skin is even like mine, like this, it will carry on. Press D, and I'm going to extrude it by 1 centimetre. So For some reason it does do this every time, so all you have to do is just sort of go back into this, click away, you'll have to gently do this. I would suggest just doing it like this rather than the classic drag it down. Then I'd do D1 like that, and there we go. I don't actually know why it does that, and I don't know if it should, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know if that's a... So as you can see, everything has got back in place, but of course there's a few little problems. So I'm just going to, now that you've seen sort of how to do it, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sort of skip ahead until I've done it. And okay, oh dear. Right, so as you could just see, that the problem with that is make sure you've unselected everything before you work on it again. Otherwise it'll carry on with everything, and sometimes that can deform all of your work. So now, as you can see, hopefully you can see this, we've got a nice looking formed bit. Now go back, like, for some reason guys, the front can't be edited, so hopefully that's not a problem to you, because hopefully you've got the that. So anyway, we'll do this, and as you can see, I actually think that looks pretty good with the sort of 3D texture. There's a little bit, tiny bit glitchy, I guess, like there, that looks a bit, but yeah, like, see, look there, it's sort of chopped that bit off. So if you were really picky and you wanted to go off ahead and fix that, you could. All you need to do is sort of just go back in like this and just sort of select it. Oh yeah, sorry, because that bit's accidentally been brought forward, so maybe you don't want to do that because it will affect it slightly. So top tip, if you've done it wrong and you know you've done it wrong, then undo it. But if you've got to the stage I'm at and you really don't want to undo it, then I don't blame you. So pretty much, guys, to sum up, we have my cool looking character. Now I have just realised that his legs do look a little bit like he's sort of frog squatting, so I'm going to bring him down a bit more. I'm sort of going to bring this leg back a bit, almost as if he's kneeling, and I'm going to bring this one up a bit, sort of bringing this thing back. There you go. So I'm going to make it look like that. He's sort of like cutely looking at his Pokemon, like, ah, it's so cute. Of course, there is no Pokemon here. So you could edit that in, or if you have a rig. So now what you want to do is you want to press render. This is a test render to sort of see what it looks like. So make sure if you're doing this, you don't touch anything. So like, don't accidentally zoom in because it will cancel it straight away. Okay. So I didn't really need to speed much of that up. We're just sort of getting into the final stage. This is quite cool because you can sort of see it coming to life, and you can sort of see if it's going to look good. I actually think this Lightroom it's free, by the way, and I think this is really good because it's free and it can capture light really well, and it shades it as well. So as you can see, we're in the last stage, but it's going to take a bit longer, so I'll see you guys in a sec. Okay guys, so we're back, it is done. This is what it looks like, and I think it looks really cool. I mean, the eyes look a little funny, but that is because, well, obviously it's eyes. I think to improve it, I'd probably bring that out a bit more like that. And yeah, so some of it's a bit odd, like the side of it looks a bit funny, but the point is it looks cute and I like it. So to test it, like to check you if you like it, you now go into this and you do output and you make sure it's that size, because that's like the sort of the default thumbnail size. Then you need to go to save and you do regular image, yep, and then you do PNG because that can give you a background thing. Then you like a transparent background. Then I'd just save it to desktop as rendered image. Now unfortunately I've actually got my trial of 42 days has run out, and when a 42-day trial runs out you still get the software, but guess what you can't do? Save. So you can sort of sort all this out. I mean, I think you only need to do that, and then you can sort of just change that, but I wouldn't. I would go down here and then you press this, and what this does is this will render the whole image again. So if you this is like the same thing, but this is like you can zoom in on this one and it won't change it because that's just a test image. This is the full image being rendered. So I'm going to cut ahead to when this is fully rendered to say what you sort of do next. See you guys in a second. And okay, we're here. So you've got your cool looking image. You can also look at some previous ones. These are some previous ones I did. That looks pretty cool. That looks actually really good like that. So this one, that's quite dark and menacing. This one's more bright and bold. You can put the eyepieces in if you want, but I didn't put them in because of the difficulties it caused. So yeah, what you can do now is you can save as. Unfortunately, this is not available in the demo version. This is the demo version because I've activated the trial. So what you would do then is you'd save as, and it will save where you put it, like where you put the thing. So now that you've done, if you are in the same situation as me, then you can open something called Snipping Tool. Now, this is basically the cheat way of doing it, but what you would do is you would do that, then you could do copy or save. I'm going to copy it and take it into paint.net. You can do this in Photoshop, but what you can do now is you expand canvas or whatever. I would just cut it, delete all of that, and just do like resize. Sorry, no. I would do new, and this will change it to the paste image size, and then just close that and don't save it. Now when you go to do this, you'll see that some of it's been selected, and when you do that, it will break away everything black. Now it's stupid. So you turn down the tolerance, select it, and unfortunately, as you can see, this bit's still been taken, and it's determined that that's going to be taken, and that is my watch, or well, the watch. So turn the tolerance down, and you're thinking, oh, that's so annoying. Well, the best thing to do would be to select that like that. I'd say cut that and put that on a new layer. This is just experiment, guys. Just experimenting here, bear with me. So on this layer, now you can delete everything and you can see the colours. So on here, you've still got this problem of it's going to be cut. So if I were you, the best thing to do would be to get your rubber, or eraser, or however you want to say it, and just do a thin sort of... So, actually no, get the line tool, make it a colour like white, like the complete opposite, and just draw a line down there where the arm roughly sort of cuts off, like that. If it's not straight, then do it again, maybe do it from the actual arm. Position it so it's like right like that. It may take a couple of attempts as well. When you're happy you do that, you've got that, just do that. Now, sorry, you can select the magic wand tool, and you can delete that, and then you can... Oh dear. Well done. Well done, Dan, well done. If you had this problem, go back to the tool, like that, and then change the colour to something else like yellow. This colour isn't part of it at all. So you can delete the black, you can delete the yellow, and then if the black's still doing this, then you go ahead and do it the same. This is a very rough sort of method. This isn't what I'd usually suggest. Usually it doesn't get to the point where you actually need to generally... You know, usually doesn't get to the point where you generally need to, like, do this. Usually the, tolerance can be turned down pretty low and it'll be fine. But you're thinking, oh no, what about the background? Ah. Well, if that does happen, right, okay. Let's see what I've done. What you want to do is you just want to then go back with Control Z and just bring it down to that. Delete that. And then you can probably just zoom in. Make sure that's cut off. If you can you see how it's been cut off? That's what you want to do. And just delete that. And if it's still a bit of a top, just turn it up a bit. Yeah, if I were you, I would. This usually doesn't ever have to happen for me, to be honest, guys. It usually doesn't get to this kind of a stage. Not usually, but you can just sort of delete it like that. And And then you can, if you really pick and you want to do that, then just shrink it down to a smaller size so they can fit in that little gap. It won't usually come down to this, I'm honest with you, it usually won't. And as you can see though, there's still a fuzzy edge because of how low the tolerance was. Just sort of blend that back in. And then what I would do is I would do effect. Now you will need this download if you want to do this, so I'll give you the link to this as well. Just download this and follow the instructions and you can install drop shadow. And then you can add drop shadow, and as you can tell, you haven't, although the yellow's still there, that usually won't need to happen, like I said, you haven't got the rough edges, unless, however, you were to do it in like a white colour. So if you do it in white, you will be able to see the black edges, but if you do it in any colour quite dark, like a dark blue, it won't show up. So if I were you, I would do this trick. I'd do dark, like black, even if you don't like it, and then if you had another colour in mind, like yellow, then do yellow, because then you've sort of got a really cool looking effect. And there you go, look at that. Look how cool that looks. And then you can sort of put whatever you want on there, like a TD. Or you can type something, like Pokemon. And then you can just make it a bit bigger, not that big. This wasn't really though a tutorial for how to make anything. It was more a tutorial for the renders, but as you can see, it looks pretty cool, and there's tons more things you can do to the text. You can start benefiting with that, but of course by doing that you have to do it on a separate layer. So I'm just going to take that away, and there we go. There it is. We started off with this image, we rendered it, and we managed to turn it into that. And you can then, like I said, save that, or you can just save it like this. You can save it like this if you want, and if you're going to ever put it into an icon, the icon will probably be about that size, so you probably won't even be able to see the yellow on there anyway. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too boring. I hope you managed to follow it okay, and I hope you benefited, I guess. So all the links to the stuff that I've mentioned, which includes paint.net, this skin rig, I won't put the other one in. I'll put the other one in if you want to download it and have a go with it. It doesn't come with as much, but it's just pretty good. I will leave a link to the Lightroom and to the Vandermorten paint.net effects drop shadow. So that is all I have for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next time. Peace out, everyone.